Lesson 56. In this lesson, we simply learn a new noun, and that is the word insula, which means island. Let's get some practice with the word insula by looking at our exercises. In number 1, navigo is the verb, and that means I sail or I am sailing. And then we have a prepositional phrase, which is ad insulam. Ad means to, and insulam is in the accusative singular. So ad insulam means to the island. So as a whole, number 1 will say, I am sailing to the island. In number 2, navigant is the verb. That means they sail or they are sailing. There's no other word to be the subject here in this sentence, so we do indeed need the word they to be the subject. Ad insulam is a prepositional phrase, and it means to the island. And saipe is an adverb that means often. So number 2 will say, they often sail to the island. In number 3, navigant is the verb, and again that means they sail or they are sailing. But in this sentence, we do not need the word they because nautai is the subject. Notice how nautai is in the nominative plural. Ad insulas is a prepositional phrase. Ad means to, and insulas is the accusative plural form of insula. So ad insulas will say, to the islands. Saipe means often. So number 3 will say, the sailors often sail to the islands. In number 4, we have 2 independent clauses being joined by the word said. In the first clause, femina insulas amat, amat is the verb, and that means he, she, or it loves, or he, she, or it likes. But we do not need the he, she, or it because femina is the subject. Notice how femina is in the nominative case, the nominative singular. Our direct object, insulas, is in the accusative case, the accusative plural, so the first independent clause will say, the woman loves the islands. In the second independent clause, amat again is the verb, but in this one we do need the he, she, or it because there's no other word in this clause to be the subject. And since we're talking about a woman, we'll use the word she. The word known is negating amat, and skafas is the direct object. As you can see, it's in the accusative plural. So our second independent clause will say, she does not like boats. So number 4 as a whole will say, the woman loves the islands, but she does not like boats. In number 5, navigas is the verb. That means you sail or you are sailing. It's being negated by the word known. Ad insulam is a prepositional phrase that says to the island. Notice how insulam is in the accusative case. And saipe means often. So number 5 says, you do not often sail to the island. In number 6, navigant is the verb. That means they sail or they are sailing. But we don't need the word they because skaphai is the subject. Notice how skaphai is in the nominative case, the nominative plural, and ad insulam is a prepositional phrase that says to the island. Notice how insulam is in the accusative singular. So number 6 says, the boats are sailing to the island. In number 7, the verb is portatis, and that means y'all are carrying. The direct object is scapham. Notice that it's in the accusative singular. And a prepositional phrase is also here. Ad actam means to the seashore. Notice how actam is also in the accusative case. So number 7 says, y'all are carrying the boat to the seashore. In number 8, we have 2 independent clauses being joined by the word said. The first one, nauta sum, says, I am a sailor. Notice how the word nauta is a predicate and it's in the nominative case. In the second independent clause, navigo is the verb, and that means I sail or I am sailing, and numquam is an adverb that means never. So number 8 will say, I am a sailor, but I never sail. In number 9, amat is the verb. That can mean he, she, or it likes, or he, she, or it loves. It's being negated by the word non, and we don't need the word he, she, or it because agricola is the subject. Notice how agricola is in the nominative case. Kasam, as you can see, is in the accusative case, and that's our direct object. So number 9 says, the farmer does not like the house. In number 10, numerant is the verb. That means they count or they are counting. And pecuniam, as you can see, is the direct object, and it's in the accusative case. So number 10 says, they are counting the money.